Do names define us? Are we shaped by them? Are our futures moulded and formed from the syllables bestowed on us by our parents? Do we become what we are titled? Or are names a form of prophecy, that hint of a feeling, that urge in the back of the brain that knows how to name our progeny? Have you looked into a newborn's eyes and, on some level at least, seen the future of that child? Argue amongst yourselves whether this occurs in real life or not, but in the Grimdark universe of the 41st millennium, names are vital. As in many settings, names grant power. Demons can be controlled with the correct words and strength of will. There is even a universal language that captures the truth of the universe, Enuncia, a language so potent, beyond the power of the warp, that it can affect reality itself. So much so, that the King in Yellow is hunting for the true name of the Emperor. But that's an entry for another time. As it is, the writers and creators at Games Workshop have put a huge amount of thought into names. Historical figures, places, religious demons, and more are reflected in the Warhammer universe, and each name fits the characters and settings like a glove. Hence why I wanted to do a short entry on just a few of the most fitting names within the Warhammer 40k universe. We'll skip over some of the more obvious ones and try to focus on more of the few interesting ones. And if you like it, maybe I'll give you another video, or even explain why I am named Azazel. As this will be a short entry, let's jump in with our first one. Istvan. As any avid reader of the setting knows, Istvan is the place where Horus Lupercal announced his rebellion against the Emperor, purging the traitor legions of loyalists on Istvan 3, and then leading his loyalist brothers into a trap on the sands of Istvan 5, the Drop Site Massacre. It was a turning point, a betrayal, and the death of Ferrus Manus, first of the Primarchs to fall. Well, Istvan is a poorly pronounced version of the Hungarian name István. Yes, I'm sure that my pronunciation is not that much better, but alofas nach Istvánpége. István is the Hungarian form of Stephen, who biblically is the first martyr, or proto-martyr, considering the system is where brother fought brother properly for the first time, and the first Primarch died, excluding those mysterious other two lost ones. It is a fitting, well-researched name. Moritat. The Moritat were elite cadres of borderline suicidal shadow killers. Their origins are with the Raven Guard, and specifically from those individuals cursed with the Sable brand. These warriors felt dark dreams, polluted psyches, and a weighted grey pall over everything they did. Their only recourse was violence and death, whether for those around them or themselves. Hence, excellent options for the insane missions with a high risk of death because, well, you understand at this point. Moritat supposedly comes from German and is roughly equivocal to murder ballad. However, it is well known for the three-penny opera, Die Dreigroschenoper, and a song therein titled Die Moritat von Maki Messer. You may know the English version of that song as The Ballad of Mac the Knife, so think of the Raven Guard next time you're crooning to Bobby Darin, eh? Sigismund. Obviously known as the Holy Roman Emperor. However, the origin of the name Sigismund is what I love about his connection to his character in Warhammer 40k. Sigismund comes from the Old High German, meaning protection through victory, and I can't think of another character that could suit that name more perfectly. Reboot Guilliman, also known as Bobby G or Rowboat Girlyman. I'm very much at the theory stage, so feel free to correct any of these. Reboot Guilliman, the Primarch who was raised by non-biological parents. After his adoptive parents died, he seized the reins of power, slew the power-hungry individuals on his home planet, and unified the world. He would then go on to create an interstellar empire within the Imperium that would last over 10,000 years. I propose that Guilliman is an anglicised version of the French name Guillaume. and his name is based on William of Normandy. An illegitimate son, orphaned at a young age, he managed to navigate the plots and unrest in Normandy and secure his power. In 1066, he then launched an armada across the Channel and claimed the throne of England after the Battle of Hastings, creating an Anglo-Norman kingdom which forever changed the course of history. As for the reboot part of his name, well, I would simply imagine it to be a variation of Robert or Robert, but if you have a deeper meaning, please do comment down below. Or if you wish to mock my attempt at French, that's fine too. Molech. The Gateway World. A place of beginnings and endings. The gateway, the true, safe gateway to the warp was there. It was upon this world that both the Emperor and Horus stepped through, albeit at different times, and came out different. Horus appeared gifted and blessed by the dark powers. The Emperor is reported to have stolen his power from the Chaos Gods in this manner. Regardless, the name is phenomenal. Molech is generally attributed to a Canaanite god in the Hebrew Bible, to which children were often offered up in worship of the god, but it is also theorized to mean sacrifice. Yet it is also linked to a Syriac verb meaning to promise, and a derivation of the word mluk, meaning to rule. I'm no etymologist, but a location named after a dark god that accepted the sacrifice of children alongside meanings of promises and ruling, there could have been no better name for such a location. Deliverance. Deliverance is the moon orbiting the world of Kievar, and it is also the place where Corvus Corax crash-landed after the scattering of the Primarchs. However, it was only named Deliverance after Corvus Corax freed the prisoners of the world from their gaolers and achieved independence. Before this, it was named Lycaeus. Presumably, this comes from the mountain in Greece named Lycaon. If I've pronounced that incorrectly, I am very sorry. This mountain held a sacred shrine at the top, which was supposedly the birthplace of Zeus, or one of many, but also a place where no shadows fell. A rather big contrast to the Lord of Shadows and his abilities. Erebus. Fuck Erebus. Say it for me one more time. Fuck Erebus. Thank you very much. Erebus is the first true heretic, or linguistically he is technically an apostate, but still. He serves the Dark Gods long before the poison spread through the Space Marine legions. His manipulations led to the downfall of Horus Lupercal, the mistrust and schisms within the legions, and the so-called warrior lodges that infected a large portion of the Crusade. Hence, we hate him. However, his name is taken directly from Greek mythology, and he is the personification of darkness. But more importantly, he is the first son of Chaos, a well-chosen name for such a slimeball. The Pharos Beacon. The Pharos Beacon served as the lighthouse of Imperium Secundus. While Horus made his dash for Terra during the heresy, the warp was filled with tumultuous storms and tempests that made it nigh on impossible to navigate. The Pharos Beacon in Ultramar was an old Necron relay center that the Loyalist forces managed to restart and guide other Loyalist forces through the storms to regroup within Ultramar. Ultimately, the beacon would be overloaded and would be untouched and unusable for 10,000 years until Belisarius Cawl began meddling. But this selfsame overload would cause an intense flash across the universe and attract the interstellar hive fleets of the Tyranids. Yet the Pharos was also a lighthouse in real life. It was a small island off the Nile Delta and played host to the Lighthouse of Alexandria, or the Pharos of Alexandria. It is one of the lost wonders of the ancient world. Although I'm sure the light attracted bugs, thankfully none of those were world-ending horrors. Kegarach. The laughing god of the Eldari. Deceptive, sinister, enigmatic, and mocking. He is an artist, knowledgeable and prone to plotting. His harlequin masks mock their enemies with laughter as they dance their way through exquisite choreographies, before striking the killing blow. Rather fitting, as Gorach comes from the Gaelic languages, meaning foolish, silly, ridiculous, or absurd. And I'm told that J Koh would mean foolish one, but I never learned more than the basics of Scottish Gaelic, so if someone could chime in and offer their wisdom, I'd really appreciate that. While you're here, I'd appreciate a like, comment, or a subscribe. I'm still finding my feet with this channel, so let me know if you enjoyed this selection. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The universe of Warhammer 40k is filled with references. Some delicate hidden meanings and others smacking you right in the face. Anywho, enjoy your day or night, and I hope you've indulged in some brief escapism from reality. That's why we are here, isn't it? Until next time.